So let's start with a brief on how we are going to be crocheting this pouch in this particular video. So the first step is the foundation chain. So the number of chains that you do is going to determine the width of the pouch. So depending on the number of chains you do, you can decide how wide you want your pouch to be. And after that, we're going to be crocheting rows. And these rows are going to determine the length of your pouch. That is this particular measurement right here. So if you want your pouch to be this wide, you have to crochet double. So if we crochet 20 rows, our pouch is actually going to be 10 rows long. So whatever length you want of the pouch, you have to crochet double of that. Once you're done with this one big panel, we are going to fold it into half and we get our pouch, and then we are going to crochet the flap as well. The flap is going to have a little curve and we are going to put a heart-shaped button. So this is basically how we are going to make this pouch. So let's get crocheting. So to get started with the pouch, we are first going to be doing a slip knot. So for a slip knot, the way I like to do it is just hold the end of your yarn like this, make a X with the longer end of the yarn like this, insert your hook and pull up the second strand of yarn right here and just pull it and tighten it up like this and tighten it on your hook as well. So just let me show that again. Just hold up the end of the yarn like this, make a X, insert your hook, and pull up the second strand of the yarn and just tighten it. So after the slip knot, we are going to be chaining the width of the pouch. So however wide you want your pouch to be, just keep chaining until you reach that particular length. So for making these chains, just yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the loop on the hook. Just keep doing this until you reach your desired width. Now, the number of chains that you do can vary depending on the width of the pouch that you want. Like I said, it's completely customizable and up to you. I want to make this pouch sort of like a pencil case or a case to store all my hooks. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit more wider than the length of my hook. So just keep chaining until you reach your desired width. So here I've done 35 chains, and if you can see, it is just a little bit wider than the length of my hook. So I can store all my hooks. So you can make as many number of chains as you wish. I have done 35, but you can keep doing more or you can keep doing less depending on what you want to use the pouch for. So once you reach your desired width, we are just gonna chain one, that is considered as the turning chain, then yarn over and skip the first chain from the hook and insert your hook into the second chain right here. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop and yarn over all. So we are basically doing half double crochets. Just keep doing half double crochets all along this row. So we yarn over, insert our hook into the chain, yarn over and pull through all rows. So just keep doing this all across for the second row. If your work is curling up like this, there's nothing to worry about. As you keep doing more rows, it's gonna straighten up and it's gonna stay stiff like this. So just keep doing, don't worry if your work's curling up. It'll rectify itself once you keep doing more rows. So as you can see, I'm almost done with my first row. So now we're basically going to be crocheting twice the length of the pouch that we want. So if you want your pouch to be say 10 rows, you will have to do 20 rows because this same panel we are going to fold it into half like I mentioned before, and then we are going to be doing the flaps. So just keep crocheting rows of half double crochet till you reach your desired length of the pouch that you want to make. So as you guys can see here, I'm done with my 26 rows, which is the front and the back panel of the pouch. So when I fold it into half, this is exactly the length of the pouch that I want. So our next step is going to be to build a flap over here. So all we have to do is just crochet 3 to 4 rows extra, depending on how big you want your flap to be. The extra 3 to 4 rows that we'll be crocheting are not a part of the panels, but a part of the flap that we'll be making for this pouch. So I'll be crocheting an extra of 3 rows for the flap. Depending on the size of your pouch, you can crochet more or less, but I think 3 to 4 is enough for almost all the sizes of the pouch. And to keep a track of our front and back panel of the pouch and our flap, I'm just going to put a stitch marker on this particular row exactly. So as you can see, I've stopped my row over here. So I'm just going to be putting in a stitch marker, and I'm going to be doing 3 extra rows. The 3 rows follow the same pattern as this. You chain one as your turning chain, and you keep doing rows of half double crochet. And I'll meet you once I'm done, and then we can see how to work on the little curve that we want for our flap. So here I've done the 3 extra rows that I need for the flap. So as you can see, my stitch markers here. So when I fold this into half, you can see that these extra rows make a good flap. Now I'm just gonna crochet maybe 3 rows that I want to have a little bit of a curve off. So this is how you're gonna be doing those rows. Once you're done with your row of half double crochet for the flap, so to get a little bit of the curve for the flap, you're basically going to be doing decreases on both sides of the flap. So what you're gonna do is just chain one, turn your work around, and you yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over again, insert your hook into the second stitch, yarn over and pull through. So now as you can see, you have 5 loops on your hook, and then you yarn over and then you pull through all of them. So this is basically a decrease. And then for the rest of the row, you do half double crochets. But for the last 2 stitches, again, we'll be doing a decrease. So let me just show you one more time when I reach the end of the row. But for now, we're just going to do half double crochets all along the row, except for the last 2 stitches. So as you can see, there's only 2 stitches left for me to reach the end of my row. So now I'm just going to yarn over, and then we're going to do a decrease in both these stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over and pull through like this. Then yarn over again, insert your hook into the last stitch, yarn over and pull through. And then once you're done, we're going to yarn over and pull through all the stitches. So this is basically a decrease stitch. Then we chain one and turn our work. And now we are going to be doing decrease stitches again in the first 2 stitches of the next row. So we yarn over, insert our hook into the first stitch, yarn over and pull through. Then yarn over again, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Then yarn over and pull through all stitches. And then we're going to repeat the row of half double crochets till we reach the last 2 stitches, and then we're going to do a decrease again. If you look at the panel now, slight bit curve right here, and I'm going to keep doing decreases in the first 2 stitches and the last 2 stitches of every row for 2 more rows. So I'll get a slight bit of a curved flap. So let me just meet you once I'm done with the flaps. So whenever you're going to stitch the sides together, make sure you align the rows properly before you start stitching. So we have done a total of 6 rows for the flap. So from the end, just count down 6 rows. So that's, and from that particular side, we already put a stitch marker as well, but just to be safe, you can just count it out once as well. So to start off, on stitching the sides, just insert your hook through both the panels right here, like this. Then we take the yarn and just pull it through that space right here, and just tighten it off like this and chain one. So now we're basically going to be doing single crochets all along, and we should make sure to go through both the panels. So just insert your hook through both the panels, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both the loops. Keep doing this all across, but make sure to insert your hook through both the panels. I'll meet you once I'm done. So once you're done with the single crochets to attach one side of the pouch, we are just gonna chain one, turn our work, and then we're gonna do two more chains. Then we are gonna be doing a single crochet into the next stitch. So just yarn over like this, yarn over and pull through both loops. Then we are going to be chaining two again. After the chain two, we're going to be doing a single crochet again in the next stitch. So we're just going to keep doing this. So we're going to chain two and a single crochet into the next stitch. So just keep doing this and you see that you get like little ruffles right here. If you want the ruffles to be bigger or smaller, just reduce the number of chains that you're doing. I'm doing just two chains because it gives a little bit ruffle, but it doesn't look too wide. If you want it to look a little wider, you can do more number of chains, or you can reduce it to just one chain if you want a little bit ruffles. You can also entirely skip this step if you just want your pouch to look like this. It's totally up to you. I'll meet you once I'm done with this. So once you reach the end, you're just basically going to chain one and just fasten off. So this is how it looks at the end. So this is how it looks once I'm done with the sides. Like I mentioned before, the ruffles are completely up to you if you want to do them or not. I just think they add a cute little touch to the pouch. Now, once I close the flap, I need something to secure it over here. So I'm going to do a small heart over here and a chain like this. So it will kind of act like a button. I'm going to do the heart in this color itself. So for the heart, just take whatever yarn you will be using and make a magic ring. So for the magic ring, hold your yarn like this end of the yarn being here. Make a circle like this. Insert your hook and pull up a loop. Do not tighten it off, just hold it there. And we are going to be chaining two. So one and two. So I'm going to make the heart a little bit small so it doesn't look too big on the pouch. So after the chain two, we are going to be doing three triple crochets. So yarn over twice, insert the hook into the ring, yarn over, pull through two loops, pull through two loops, and pull through the other two loops. So whenever you're working in a magic ring, you should always remember to yarn over both the strands of yarn right here. So here we are done with one triple crochet. We have to do two more. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the ring, yarn over both the strands, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. We have one more triple crochet to go. After you're done with this, we are going to be doing four double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's one, two, and here I'm done with the four double crochets as well. Now we're going to be doing a triple crochet. So yarn over twice, and after you're done with one triple crochet, we are going to be doing four double crochets again. So yarn over once, and that's one, so here I'm done with the four double crochets also. Now we are going to be doing three triple crochets again. So yarn over twice and we are going to be doing three triple crochets. So that's one, two, and three. Once you're done with this, we are going to chain two, and this small strand of yarn right here, we're just gonna pull this tight. So you can see that the shape of the heart is being formed. Just pull it tight enough to have no gap in the middle. And then we slip stitch into this space right here and then just tighten it off. And fast enough. So this is how the heart looks. I'm just gonna tighten it a little bit more. So this is how the heart looks. When we attach it to the pouch, we are going to be attaching it right here like this. So as you can see, the heart is not too big also, and it makes the pouch look cuter. So I'm just gonna show you how to stitch this button right here in the center. So for the heart, you can see that I've left two strands right here. This is one that I've cut off after I was done with the heart, and this is left over from the magic ring. So what we're going to do is just position the heart right where you want it to be. Hold it up there and use your hook to kind of just come to that particular place where you want your heart to be. So as you can see, my hook is in the place that I want my heart to be. And I'm just going to pull up this extra strand right here inside and just bring it out the other corner like this. So again, just insert your hook and pull out the second one as well and bring it out. Just bring it out through the same hole right here. So now you can see that both the strands of the yarn that were there, I have basically put them through the front panel and brought them out on the back like this. And over here, you can just make a few knots and tie them up so the heart stays secure in the place. If you want to turn your pouch inside out, that is also perfectly fine if you're more comfortable with it like that. So here I'm just gonna tie off the knots. Don't worry if you think it looks a little bit messy also, you can cut off the ends and weave them in properly. But we just have to make sure that the heart is secure. So as you can see, the heart is now secure right here. And there's a little bit of room for me to move it around as well. Now the next step that I'm going to do is basically going to make a loop right over here from where I can actually hold on to the heart like a button. So for that, what we're basically going to be doing is take out the yarn. Okay. My heart is right here. So I want the loop that we are going to be using as a hook to be very close to the heart so it sits tight. So I'm going to be just inserting my hook into one of the stitches that is close to the heart. Just make sure there's maybe a difference of just one or two stitches. So as you can see, my heart is right here, but I'm just going to leave 1 to 2 stitches and just insert my hook into that particular stitch and pull up a loop. And then I'm going to continue doing a total of 12 chains. 2, 3, 4. So here I ended up doing a total of 14 chains. To make sure that you have done the right number of chains, just pull it over the heart and make sure you reach the other corner without any stress. So as you can see here, this is how it looks. And I'm just going to insert my hook right here in one of the stitches that is again just maybe 2 stitches away from the heart. Insert the hook right there and just yarn over, pull it up and do a slip stitch and just chain 1 to fasten off. So as you can see, once you're done with this is how it's going to look, and you can just basically close your pouch exactly like this. This is how it looks. All these ends we are going to weave in properly, but yes, this is how your pouch looks in the end.